So you've just secured your hard-earned promotion from a project manager to a program manager. Congratulations. But now that you are here, how do you navigate this new landscape? How are you going to be effective in your new role as a program manager? Well, welcome to Diary of a Mad Program Manager. Firstly, thank you all, those of you who've liked and subscribed my videos and my vlogs and my articles. Please do like and subscribe if you haven't done so, especially if you find this information useful. So today, I will be talking about, I'll be joining you rather on your intended to be state should you ultimately be working towards a program manager role. But before you develop imposter syndrome, let's go through 5 suggested habits that will keep you in good stead in your early stages of your new role. So, first point, know your audience. That is your stakeholders. This is crucial and it should not be taken for granted at all. So, by performing a stakeholder analysis matrix, you will then know who and what their influence and interest levels are, and whether to manage closely, keep them satisfied, keep informed, or to monitor. You'll also learn how to communicate and what to communicate to them in terms of the updates. Do bear in mind that a particular communication style may have worked well previously, but it may require changing. Point number 2, use situational thinking. So you'll be faced with a kaleidoscope of problems, and the key to successfully resolving them is to possess and deploy different approaches to the way you think. So, for example, we'll go through, I think, about 4 of them. There's analytical. So, you'll use analytical thinking for determining the root cause analysis for a problem. This allows you to drill deep into data and to let the data speak to you. Second type is creative thinking. So this is great for thinking outside of the box for problems, especially when you've hit a wall and you are maybe institutionalized within your discipline or within your team or organization. There's also implicative thinking. This is a bit like thinking several moves ahead in a game of chess. So you'd be essentially weighing up the effects of potential decisions. For example, if I do X, then Z happens. And of course, you will be mitigating the decision risks that come with that as well. Then there's strategic thinking. Now, this helps you to look at the bigger picture and the impacts within, say, your organization, impact on your external customers, considering the economic landscape, anything legal, and so on and so forth. Then there's also tactical thinking. Now, this is the how of your action plan, leveraging elements of the previous 4 types of thinking to form a cohesive implementation plan of action for your programs. Third point is investing in developing talent. So please resist the Lone Ranger urge inside of you. Do not feed it. All of us, be it project or program manager, we've experienced that. You or anybody else for that matter cannot do everything by themselves. You need to get comfortable with delegating. So I personally struggled with this in my early days as a program manager. Again, the whole imposter syndrome. But what I found was that 9 out of 10 times your team are always willing to help, willing to follow your lead, and often awaiting your direction, which means that your direction and instructions to them, they must be clear. They must have a clear grasp of what is needed, by when, and the definition of done. Also, do carve out time to coach and mentor people. So remembering that you yourself were once in that position, you need to be able to build people up to a point where they're as self-sufficient as possible, where that's the case. And an example of this is in a previous role, I was the subject matter expert for customer migrations and transformations, and I was heading up the program globally, and I had like a bi-weekly surgery where um, the a lot of project managers around the globe, they'll come with any issues, risks, and we'll kind of go through them and help find solutions. Fourth point, know your key stats. Now, this goes beyond being able to reel off a list of numbers from a spreadsheet or data points on the graph. This is where you need to know what they mean. You need to understand the relationships between them and how they'll be impacted by any decisions that you make in the program. This also extends to financial management. So you need to understand the lingo, such as revenue, margins, operational expenditure, capital expenditure, and so on and so forth. Also, metrics as well is it will fall under this, and you need to know which ones will be used to define the program success, how to track the program, and of course, these metrics should be should be meaningful and in line with your organizational business drivers. And the fifth point is to be the catalyst. Now, one huge challenge you will encounter as a program manager is people's natural resistance to change. So you need to essentially take people on the journey, storyboard the current as is state and the problems with it, and the glorious utopian world of the target operating model future state. You need to introduce change in increments. People will be more open to several micro change yeses to change rather than a huge behemoth yes. Be the catalyst, the champion, the encourager, the enabler across all stakeholders, executive leadership, external teams, project work streams, third party contractors and vendors. You need to exude that confidence that you are going to lead this, you believe in the program and its success. Also, keep your communication channels open. Inform your team and your stakeholders of any plans and any changes to those plans. I find it's better to over communicate and be told to pull it back a bit than to under communicate, and that will cause a different series of problems with your governance. So, with these 5 points, and no doubt there are more, you now have a solid foundation on which to venture into the world of program management. Congratulations again. If you found this useful, please do like and subscribe and share. Thank you as always for watching, and see you on the next episode of Diary of a Mad Program Manager. Ciao.